Oh my god. Yeah, this is what excited me the most from this year's DC FanDome. Why, do you ask? I mean, have you seen this? Dude. So yeah, during all the panels during DC FanDome, of course we were gonna get one for this movie, but I thought we were just gonna get more behind the scenes footage, like we got for Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I was not expecting to see any actual movie footage, but to our surprise, they did manage to put together a little teaser trailer, I'm gonna call this. And upon watching it for the first time, I actually literally yelled out loud. Seriously, after watching this, I was like, ah! I got so excited for this movie after watching this little trailer, it was nuts. So yeah, I gotta talk about this. So here's a video. Let's talk about what we saw. So this little teaser starts out with a voiceover.
You can go anywhere you want, right?
And at first, I wasn't sure whose voice that was. I wasn't really concerned with it, because I was just concerned with what he was saying. The Flash, Barry Allen, can travel between universes because he's just so damn fast. We've seen already in Justice League, the actual Justice League movie, that he can run so fast that he can, change time. Honestly, that was one of the most badass scenes in the movie. But yeah, that does show the complete fantasy element of this universe, since I'm pretty sure that speed and time have nothing to do with each other, at least in the real world. But that's why this is fiction. But after watching several videos covering this footage, I heard some people say that this voice was Michael Keaton's voice, and so after listening to it again, I was like, yeah, that does sound like him.
You can go anywhere you want, right?
So that's pretty cool. And this big mansion that we see, is this Wayne Manor? It doesn't look like Ben Affleck's Wayne Manor that we know in the DC Extended Universe, which means this might be Michael Keaton's Wayne Manor. Alright, we see Barry Allen, once again played by Ezra Miller. He's going into his childhood home. He approaches his mother, Nora. This, as we superhero nerds know, is an adaptation of the really popular storyline from the comics called Flashpoint, in which Barry Allen, the Flash, goes back in time to save his mother from being killed. Now, I don't read the comics, but I've heard so much about this story because it was just so huge. The events of Flashpoint led to a huge multiversal thing in the DC world, and I think that led into what they call the New 52 in DC Comics, which was kind of like a soft reboot of the whole universe, all a result of Barry Allen's actions in Flashpoint. So this movie being a loose adaptation of that, I can't help that this might be a reset button for the DC Extended Universe as well. I don't know how true that's gonna be, but it's a theory. I do remember this Nora Allen being killed in his childhood. I do remember this stuff from the Flash TV show, which I watched the first season and a half of. I watched the first season and then I watched like halfway through season 2 before I lost interest. But I remember, because they covered this in season 1, Barry Allen's father, Henry, who was played in Justice League by Billy Crudup, he was falsely accused for killing Nora, when in actuality it was Eobard Thawne. It was Reverse Flash who did it. Reverse Flash is one of the Flash's most popular villains from the comics. So I can't help but wonder if Reverse Flash is gonna be the villain in this movie, because as far as villains go in this movie, we don't know who it's gonna be yet. But given that this is adapting some of Flashpoint, I feel it's safe to assume that Reverse Flash is a pretty good contender. I guess we'll see. And then we get some little snippets. We see something lying on the ground. At first I wasn't sure what it was, but upon further inspection, yeah, that is a Batman cowl. Not just any Batman cowl, that's Michael Keaton's Batman cowl. Alright, what's it doing ruined on the ground? Weird. It's a mystery. Then we finally get a good look at the new Flash suit. And you know what? I don't hate it. I do think it looks cool. I especially like the Tron lines that are going throughout it, like energy's going throughout the suit. That's really cool. It's like Green Lantern and shit. But I will admit, in my opinion anyway, that this suit feels like kind of a downgrade from the suit he had in Justice League. You know, the armored suit that was real. I thought that was a really cool looking Flash suit. Probably my favorite one that I've seen in live action. Cause it looked like armor. Bruce Wayne even said that it was made from like the same metal that rocket ships are made of, so friction doesn't have as much of an effect on it. That's cool. This suit kind of looks like rubber spandex. Again, I do like it because it is comic accurate, but in my opinion, even Grant Gustin's Flash suit looks better than this. That's just my opinion though. We see the Flash ring in this footage. I was not expecting that. The Flash ring in the comics is a ring that contains his Flash suit. So when he activates the ring, the suit just materializes from the ring and envelops his body. Kind of like Tony Stark's nanotech armor in Infinity War, where he taps a thing and it comes over his body. The Flash ring's kind of like that, which I'm not gonna lie, that seems like a really fantastical element, like almost to a cartoony degree. I hope it's not just for fan service like the Invisible Jet was in Wonder Woman 1984, where you were like, yeah, there's no real reason for that to be in the movie. I don't know though. I guess we'll find out. But then you see it. You hear the footsteps and you see those pointy ears come into frame. You're like, holy shit. Yeah, that is Michael Keaton's Batman. Holy shit, he is back on the big screen. I'll be honest, I'm not even super attached to his movies. I think I've seen Tim Burton's Batman like twice in my life. And I don't think I've ever seen Batman Returns all the way through. But I just love seeing franchises collide. Granted, Marvel might have beaten DC to it, but come on, it's not a contest. I couldn't help but freak out seeing those pointy ears come into frame. Cause come on, this is the return of a lot of people's favorite Batman. I know a few people whose favorite Batman movie of all time is the original Tim Burton '89 one. I can only imagine how they must have reacted to seeing this. So alright, we have Michael Keaton Batman back, and Barry Allen asks,
"Are you in?"
And in this shot, not only do we see Barry Allen, but we see a couple other people. We see, surprise, surprise to me, another Ezra Miller. This one has longer hair, and he's wearing that modified Batman suit that the director Andy Muschietti posted on his Instagram. It's a Keaton-style Batman suit, but it's been spray painted red with the yellow lightning symbol over it, which, I'll be honest, the first thought that entered my head upon seeing that for the first time was, is that Jay Garrick, possibly? I don't know, maybe this is Jay Garrick from another universe. Jay Garrick was like the original Flash from like the 1940s, the first Flash to ever exist in DC Comics. It's just a guess that I have. And also in this shot is Supergirl. Yeah, we're also gonna have a Supergirl in this movie, played by Sasha Calle, and I saw those set photos when they came out, and I was like, she looks pretty cool as Supergirl. In my opinion, I think she is gonna be better than Melissa Benoist. I think this one's gonna kick ass. So we have Barry Allen, a Barry Allen variant of some kind who's possibly Jay Garrick, Michael Keaton Batman, Ben Affleck Batman's gonna be in this movie, even though he's nowhere in this footage. And we have Supergirl. Yeah, I don't know about you, but that's enough to get me pumped. I have heard some people complain about the fact that this is the Flash's first solo movie and it's already going multiverse. Like seriously, why can't the Flash just carry his own movie without any other DC heroes to back him up? Yes, this is the first solo movie of a beloved comic book character, and it's going to involve a multiverse of other big player comic book characters. Yeah, people didn't have that complaint when it came to Miles Morales' first solo movie, cause that's what that was. There's my argument. People ended up loving that movie to death. So I think it could be possible for the same thing to happen with the Flash's first movie. I'm an optimist, what can I say? And the very last thing we see in this footage, oh yeah. Upon seeing this, I was like, I know exactly what's under that sheet. And then I was like, we're not gonna see it, are we? And sure enough, no, we don't. But still, just knowing that the 1989 Batmobile was under there, I was like, holy I reacted pretty much just like that Ezra Miller did, cause that's when I started yelling. Guys, I don't know what to say, just this Flash footage just freaked me the fuck out. I think it might just partially be because this is the very first live action Flash solo movie that we are getting, cause let's be honest, it's been overdue for decades. Plus the fact that I really like Ezra Miller's Barry Allen, he was one of my favorite characters in Justice League, plus the fact that this movie is crossing cinematic franchises. Yeah, like a certain mid-credits scene recently showed us that that's happening with another cinematic universe. That got me jacked up. And so, this is too. Man, I remember when this movie was first announced, it was gonna come out in March 2018. You remember that? Well, a 4.5-year delay has not stopped me from getting super pumped. Let's bring on the Flash movie. So, the DC FanDome teaser trailer little footage for the Flash movie. Have you watched it? What do you think about it? And what are your thoughts on the Flash's first solo movie being a whole multiverse thing already? I want to know your thoughts on that, so whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. Now, if you'll excuse me, Sora requires my attention. And don't forget to subscribe.